Hello, this is Dr. Moultrie. In this video, I will be discussing the literature review, part one of the literature review. So, the literature review sets the foundation for your research by showing what others have said, what's been done, and what still needs to be explored in your area of study. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry. I'm going to break it down into two manageable parts and give you clear instructions to follow. So, what are the purposes of the literature review? Well, the literature review does three big things. One, it shows that you've done your homework. You know what has already been written about your topic. So it shows that you've done your homework. Two, it places your research in context. What's missing in the literature, and how does your study fill that gap? And three, it supports your framework and methodology. You build your case using the voices of credible scholars. Now, think of the literature review as a story you're telling of where the conversation in your field is now and why your study matters. So, preparing the literature review, part one, preparing and organizing your literature review. Again, the chapter two, which is your literature review, are divided into two parts, but we're going to focus on part one first. Okay? So, in part one, you want to make sure that you identify and review recent, relevant, peer-reviewed research from the last 5 to 7 years. You should organize your review into clear themes and sub-themes. Next, you want to align the literature with your research problem, your purpose, and your theoretical or conceptual framework. So let's break this down step by step. One, you want to develop a search strategy. You should have already started. If not, you should begin by collecting at least 10 to 15 scholarly sources. You can use Google Scholar, JSTOR, JSTOR, EBSCOhost, there's ProQuest, or you can use the college library. Okay? And then you're going to use targeted keywords based on your topics, such as forensic accounting, AI in tax compliance, or internal controls in nonprofits, or even financial statement fraud. So you want to use keywords from your topic to find articles. The next step is that you're going to evaluate and summarize your sources. So for each article, you should ask yourself, who is the author or authors, and what is the year? What is the purpose of the study? What methods did they use? Did they use qualitative, quantitative, mixed method? What were the key findings of their research? And how is this source relevant to your study? So you want to keep a spreadsheet, if possible, to track these notes for easy reference. The next step is that you're going to organize by themes. Don't just go to article by article. Instead, you want to group your findings into at least 3 to 5 major themes. Some example of themes, say, for example, you're studying fraud-related cases. Your topic is on fraud, okay? So you might want to group your themes such as common fraud detection techniques, role of forensic accountants, challenges with traditional audits, advances in technology for detection, or gaps in corporate governance. You may find other themes like industry-specific risk or regulatory compliance. So each theme should include 2 to 3 scholarly sources compared and contrasted. Please make sure you keep that in mind. The next step is that you want to create a working outline. Here's what a basic outline might look like. You may have theme 1, advances in technology, in your introduction. Theme 1, advances in technology, legal and regulatory challenges. Theme 3, impact on audit practices. Theme 4, gaps in existing literature. And you want to summarize and transition to chapter 2, or part 2 of chapter 2. All right, so here I want to give you just a few tips for writing. And this is how you're going to level up your writing. 1, you want to be analytical, not descriptive. You're going to compare, contrast, and critique. You should paraphrase. Your research should not contain a lot of direct quotes. You should paraphrase. But even if you paraphrase, you must cite your sources. Cite properly in APA 6th or 7th edition. Okay? Each section, you want to end each section by connecting the theme back to your study. Okay? And remember that chapter 2 isn't just a summary of articles. It is your opportunity to build the foundation of your research and show the scholarly conversation you're joining. All right, so I hope this has been help to you in writing part 1 of chapter 2. So stay tuned for part 2 of writing the literature review. Thank you.